Things are about to heat up in the compact sedan segment, and that's not because of the weather, but because of this, the Honda Amaze. We are here in the city of Bangalore. Check out what is on offer, so do stay tuned. At first glance, the Honda Amaze definitely has a very unique look. It is butch, and you do need to get used to these unconventional look and the unconventional design that Honda has incorporated on the new Amaze, but it's definitely much better than the previous variant of the Amaze. You have a very flat front end and a very flat rear, and you can see this muscular belt line which runs seamlessly from front to back, running out of the headlamps into the tail lamp, and very distinct and pronounced wheel arches as well to give it a butch and aggressive appeal.
Honda will also be offering the Amaze with 15-inch alloys on the higher trims. The new alloy design does add a touch of sophistication to this dapper-looking sedan.
The new Honda Amaze does carry forward a few hints from the Honda City, and this thick slab of chrome, of course, is again reminiscent of the new Honda design philosophy. You also have a very chiseled and aggressive looking bumper. The headlamps are narrow and sleek.
The LED DRLs in the headlamp cluster look rather simple but fit in well with the straight line philosophy of this sedan. Honda has upgraded the ORVMs as well, which look more premium now and feature LED strip turn indicators. The new Amaze has been built on a brand new platform. This has also resulted in a marginally longer wheelbase, which now stands at 2470 mm. The new Amaze is also wider, with the front tread going up by 17 mm and the rear tread being increased by 25 mm.
Take a look at the rear and you will realize that the tail lamps are reminiscent of the Honda Civic, and the way the C-pillar enters into the boot does give the Honda Amaze a notchback kind of a look from certain angles. So Honda has also increased the boot space on the new Amaze, which has gone up by approximately 20 liters. Now the loading lip is a bit high, so you will definitely have to get your back into it when you're putting luggage in, and you can't simply slide it in. Another point to be noted is this naked panel, and it's a bit of a sore eye. So it's pretty hot outside, and I am sitting here nice and cozy inside this cabin thanks to an upgrade in the air conditioning system on the new Honda Amaze. Honda has increased the compressor size of the air conditioning system. On the petrol variant, the compressor size has gone up from 58cc to about 83cc, and on the diesel variant it has gone up from about 110cc to 120cc. This has resulted in a better cooling time from 44 degrees centigrade to 22 degrees centigrade, and the improvement has been by almost 26%. Coming to the interiors of this cabin, well, they have definitely been improved from the previous generation of the Honda Amaze. It's a little more contemporary, it's a little more sleek, it's got a little more character and personality to it, and you can definitely relate to this cabin. The quality of materials used as well has definitely gone up a notch, but it can still be improved, I feel. There has been a generous amount of piano black finish which has been used all around this dashboard. However, it does tend to attract a lot of dust and fingerprints, but that said, it does give the dashboard a very chic look. You can see hints of the piano black finish on the steering wheel as well, which of course has been updated. Now Honda is providing a lot of features on this vehicle. One of them also includes cruise control, and that can be controlled via the buttons that are there on the steering wheel. You also have Bluetooth telephony and multiple features which are on offer, and I'll be talking about in this video. Another point to be noted is the USB connectivity options. There are two USB slots which have been provided on the new Honda Amaze. Other things on offer include automatic climate control, electrically adjustable and retractable ORVMs, steering mounted controls, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and of course this touchscreen infotainment setup, which does come with a reverse parking camera, and it also gets reverse parking sensors. You also have push button start stop and smart key keyless entry on the new Honda Amaze. Honda is also offering plenty of features as standard, and the dual SRS airbags as well have been incorporated as standard across all variants. So I'm sitting in the driver's seat and I'm pretty well ensconced here, and in fact there is ample of bolstering on the sides right here and right here, and so when you're driving a little fast or you're in the mood to do a little bit of sporty driving, the bolstering is adequate to hold you in place. Of course, I would definitely advise you to abide by the speed limits and the laws of the land. Now the visibility from the rear is not that great, but the visibility from these ORVMs is definitely good. They're nice and broad, and that gives a clear visibility of the rear, but I wish the visibility from the inside rear view mirror could have been a little more. Even the glass panes are nice and big, so it gives a very roomy feeling inside this cabin. Honda has gone with black and beige as the color scheme for the interiors. It does look sophisticated, at the same time it's earthy, and technology has been blended in really well inside the cabin thanks to this black and beige color scheme. The instrument cluster up front as well has been updated, and it's got a little machined look to it. It does look sporty, and the information which has been displayed as well is quite legible. Let's head on over to the back and check it out as well. Now the wheelbase on the Honda Amaze as well has been extended, and that has resulted in a little more space inside this cabin. In fact, a decent amount of knee room and a decent amount to stretch out my legs and relax. The angle and the incline of the rear bench as well is pretty good. It caters to a very ergonomic and comfortable posture. Honda has also increased headroom being offered on the new Amaze, but however, if I go over a speed breaker, I'm probably going to be kissing the roof. 4 fingers is the difference between the roof and my head. Also on offer is a center armrest with bottle holders and a cup holder. Now this rear bench is rather flat, and seating 4 adults is pretty comfortable in here. The 5th one is definitely going to be a squeeze. Even the hunch on the floor is not too high, so that's not something irksome. Honda has provided for many storage spaces and cubby holes. So you have bottle holders in the doors, you have map pockets behind the front seats where you can store your knickknacks, a bottle holder on the center floor console, and plenty of cubby holes and storage spaces inside this cabin. So Honda is offering the new Amaze with 2 different engine options. One is a petrol and one is a diesel. The diesel is a 1.5 litre ID.Tech engine, while the petrol is a 1.2 litre IV.Tech. Both variants are available with a 5-speed manual transmission as well as a CVT transmission. Yes, you heard me right, the diesel powered Amaze comes with a CVT transmission. And at present I'm driving the diesel powered CVT, and I must tell you, it definitely feels much better to drive as compared to the petrol. So while the diesel powered Amaze, which has been mated to the 5-speed manual transmission, produces approximately 100 PS of power, the ID.Tech diesel, which has been mated to the CVT transmission, puts out approximately 80 PS of power. That's about 20 PS less than the one with the manual transmission. This is primarily because of the CVT transmission and the engineering related to it. Now my first doubt was about the turbo lag and how smooth the CVT would have been when it is mated to the 1.5 litre ID.Tech engine, but let me tell you this clearly, I am surprised, and in fact I am floored at the way Honda has managed to engineer the diesel engine mated to the CVT transmission. It's very smooth, it's a little more peppy to drive as compared to the petrol engine mated to the CVT transmission. Yes, the climb up the band is quite linear. What is missing, however, is paddle shifters on the diesel powered variant as compared to the petrol powered variant. Now if you want to get going in a hurry, all you need to do is floor the accelerator on this diesel powered CVT variant of the Honda Amaze, and it actually gets going with ease. Peak torque on this diesel powered CVT variant of the Amaze comes in at approximately 1750 RPM. Peak torque is again less than what is being offered on the manual. So I'm now driving the diesel powered Amaze, which has been mated to the 5-speed manual transmission. As compared to the petrol, the diesel is a little more punchy, and that is pretty obvious thanks to the turbo. Diesel powered Amaze with the manual transmission produces approximately 100 PS of power. Peak power comes in at approximately 3600 RPM, while peak torque comes in at around 1750 RPM. Peak torque of 200 Newton meters, that is. The diesel engine redlines at 4000 RPM, and the meat of the power will lie somewhere between 2500 and 4000. So 3600 RPM is ideally where most of the power is, but that band is rather broad for this motor, and it pulls very cleanly. In fact, even if you're at a higher gear, it does pick up, and thanks to the torque as well, the momentum built up is linear and surges forward. For highways and for mileage, this is probably the best out of all four. It returns close to 28 kilometers per liter, which is definitely an added advantage to have if you have a lot of intercity, interstate travel. Honda has also improved the NVH levels on the new Amaze as compared to the existing model. Despite this being a diesel engine mated to a CVT transmission, the rumble from the engine bay definitely seems subdued. In fact, the road noise and wind noise as well seems very subdued. Braking on the new Honda Amaze is facilitated by disc brakes in the front and drum brakes in the rear. The braking is progressive and will definitely inspire a lot of confidence. Now, steering on the Honda Amaze has been weighted reasonably well, and it leans a little towards the heavier side. That said, it does add a little sporty element, especially when you are on the open highways like we are cruising right now. Honda is also catered for a sport mode, which should make things a little more interesting. The engine does feel a little more responsive, pulls very neatly, and despite being a diesel motor, the climb of the band is extremely linear. So if I compare the petrol-powered CVT variant to the diesel-powered CVT variant, I feel that the diesel-powered CVT variant is definitely much better. It will also give you a better mileage. The mileage figures for the diesel CVT stand at 23.8 kilometers per liter versus about 19 kilometers per liter from the petrol-powered CVT variant. The NVH levels on the diesel-powered variant also feel better as compared to the petrol variant. The turning circle radius of the diesel-powered variant as well is greater than that of the petrol-powered variant. Now, the clutch on the petrol-powered Amaze is definitely lighter than that of the diesel-powered Amaze, but that again is something very obvious. That being said, this gearbox is definitely quite smooth, doesn't feel notchy at all. In fact, there is a noticeable improvement in both the gearbox as well as the clutch and the whole transmission setup. The ride is quite solid. Over bad and broken roads, the suspension gobbles up most of the undulations and bumps rather well. And of course, Honda has increased the ground clearance by approximately 5 mm. So the ground clearance now stands at 170 mm, and it clears most undulations and bumps pretty well. We took it over some broken and patchy terrain, and it didn't bottom out once, and that's something that inspires a lot of confidence, especially if you were exploring. So even for a weekend getaway, it's not a bad car to have, especially this diesel manual. Even the diesel CVT both return quite a good mileage figure. To sum it up, I would say that the diesel-powered CVT variant of the Honda Amaze is definitely better than the others. That being said, the manual does return better numbers to a liter of fuel. The petrol motors are high revving motors, and if that rocks your boat, then those are the ones for you. You should definitely go to a showroom and check it out once the Honda Amaze is launched. The features that are being offered on the new Honda Amaze can definitely rival competition. What remains to be seen is the price, and if priced right, this will definitely be a force to reckon with. Well, that's it from our side. We hope you loved this review. If you did, please remember to like, share and subscribe to the Motown India channel for more. We hope you liked the Honda Amaze, and if you did, please do let us know in the comment section below. If you have any queries or doubt, again, do hit us up on the comment section below.